Thank you so
Yeah.
much, everyone, for joining this webinar. And I just want to say good morning and welcome to all of you. Um, as you can see, the topic for today is Microsoft 365 persona-based use cases. Today, we are diving into a game changer, which is Microsoft 365 Copilot. So imagine a world where AI work alongside you, not just to save time, but to unlock the creativity, enhance productivity, and transform the way we work. Together, we will explore the real world use cases that bring these visions to life. So please get ready to see innovation in action. My name is Vakas Shafiq, and I'm a client program manager at Technology. I'm also a Microsoft certified trainer. I would be with you throughout this session. Just to set the stage, please, during the session, if you would have any question, feel free to raise your hand. I will stop. I will, pause during my session time to time just to make sure that I answer all your questions throughout the sessions. This session agenda is around two modules. We are following actually the Microsoft official course, which is MS 4004, a use case exercise based course of Microsoft 365 Copilot. In module one, we are going to see that how you can get started with Microsoft 365 Copilot. I know you already attended a lot of basic foundational level Copilot foundational sessions from our side, but this will actually help you out to get something new to enhance your knowledge further. And those who are already familiar about the basic concepts, definitely your knowledge would be refreshed. What we are going to see exactly, we will see that how AI emerged from 1956 till date. So we are going to see a little bit history of artificial intelligence here. The second part of the second part of module one would be where we are going to introduce. We will understand what exactly Microsoft 365 Copilot is, how it is different from Microsoft 365 Chat, Microsoft 365 Copilot, because there are a lot of things which are interrelated nowadays. So we are going to see the different difference between all these terminologies which was being used by the industry expert nowadays. Then we are also going to see the basics of writing and effective prompts, because this is the essence if you want to get maximum benefit from Microsoft 365 Copilot. So without prompt, you can't do it. And there are few, etiquettes to write a prompt, and we will see what should be the art, what should be the science behind writing an effective prompts. The last part of the first module would be around understanding the different type of the Copilot. So nowadays, you have Copilot for web, Copilot for mobile, Microsoft 365 Copilot, you have role-based Copilot, you have product-based Copilot. So, the idea is just to give you a flavor of all types of Copilots which are available in the market, and as per your need, so that you can prioritize any Copilot which can meet your specific needs. Module 2, this is what the topic is all about, use cases. We are going to see HR use cases, sales use cases, executive use cases, operations related use cases. We're also going to see that how Microsoft 365 agent could work to actually create a use case based on your specific requirement. And then there would be a self-paced learning, means there would be a challenge use case which I want you to solve after this training session. So that would be an exercise which I'm going to give you at the end of this session. Lastly, at the end of the session, definitely we would have a feedback of the sessions, and we would have a digital certificate and badges for you. So this is what we are going to cover in the upcoming 2 hours. So, team, the only request is please try to make this session as interactive as possible. Why I'm saying this? Because you are going to learn a lot of new things. This is an era of AI, and you need to upskill yourself. And the people who are really skilled already, so you need to reskill yourself, because AI is emerging, trends has been changed on daily basis. There are a lot of things coming up from Microsoft side. So I will try my level best to share the latest of the latest knowledge with you through hands-on demonstrations by seeing, maybe hearing some use cases from your side, and we will also try to see how we can automate the processes which you already are using into your daily routine tasks. So that's the overall agenda which we are going to cover. So let's start with module number 1 now with some basic concepts. Before that, I just want to share the audience profile for this session. It is for everyone who is using Microsoft 365, either Copilot or Copilot Chat or Microsoft 365 Copilot. So you would definitely be able to get maximum benefit from this course. So let's start with the introduction of Copilot for Microsoft 365. Here it is, the brief history of artificial intelligence. There are a lot of definitions in the market about artificial intelligence, but in simple word, the generic or maybe a standard definition of artificial intelligence is it is a field of a computer science that help you to create machine that would be able to perform tasks where mostly human intelligence is involved. So this is simply the artificial intelligence. Now, this all started in 1956, and there is a history behind it. And John McCarthy actually was one of the, a founder of artificial intelligence. I'm not going into detail, but I just want to let you know that, at least the basic concepts about artificial intelligence should be clear. Now, when we say artificial intelligence, there are a lot of other things which are interlinked, and maybe you heard a lot about them. That is called machine learning. Okay, what is machine learning? Machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence where actually you teach machine to learn from data and improve their performance over time. Example, let's say you have let me actually come up with a real world example. For example, you have a basket of apples. Okay. As a human, we know that these are the apple, this is a shape, this is a size, this is a color of the apple, but machine don't know how you are going to teach the machine. Maybe you are going to show different pictures of apple to a machine, and you are going to say, okay, this is the size, this is the color, this is the shape of the apple. And once you will teach the machine, whenever in the second time this type of scenario will come, machine will automatically going to recognize, okay, this is the apple. Okay, so here teaching is involved, where you teach machine to learn from data, and the machine improve their performance over time to take decisions and predictions based on your input indeed. Same goes with the deep learning. That is another concept which is linked with the artificial intelligence. What is that? Not a technical discussion, but a very generic real world example. Take the same example of apples. For example, you have an apple basket. Now you don't want only machine to actually know the shape, size, and color of the apple, but you want to know that the machine should understand different types of apple. For example, red apple, white apple, yellow apple, or any other apple which are in the market. Even in this stage, machine are also going to see the small dots which are on the apple, because this is the advanced level of input which you are going to give to a machine. Why this type of things are important? Because it's going to give you the accurate response. Whenever you will write any prompt, any instructions to a machine, it's going to give you the most accurate response. So that's what the deep learning is. Now, where we are today in, since 2021, all the discussions are around generative AI. As the name suggests, through generative AI, you would be able to generate written, visual, and auditory content by giving a prompt based on the existing data. Simple example right now, Copilot, which we are going to discuss today, is basically the generative AI. Okay. and also deep learning and machine learning. How? In the next slide, which is a definition of Microsoft 365 Copilot, I'm going to explain all the things in a very simple way. For example, Microsoft 365 is a sophisticated processing engine. And this is where it's combined the power of large language model. I will let you know what is large language model right now. Let's take an example. Imagine you have your personal human assistant sitting with you right now. This assistant, which is a human assistant, he has read all the books which are available on the internet right now. Okay, means this person would have much information to answer any question based on the data which is publicly available, because this person read all the information which are already available, maybe read all the books, article, blogs, data, whatever is on the internet. Same goes with the model, large language model. Means these models are trained on a huge amount of data which is available on the internet. That's why whenever you give up prompts or want to ask something from Copilot, it's going to use the large language model. In simple word, at the backend, GPT 4.0, ChatGPT you all used. So Microsoft 365 is backed up by ChatGPT. So you ask something, let's say you are going to say, I want to write an essay on economic development. Please give me instructions in bullet point, 5 top bullets point. So it's understand your context. It understands what you are going to say to a machine and eventually going to extract the relevant information from you, which are available maybe on internet. This is what ChatGPT do. What Microsoft did is, Microsoft is using ChatGPT, which is here. That is ChatGPT 4 version. But on top of it, Microsoft combined the power of Microsoft Graph. What is Microsoft Graph? Microsoft Graph is your data. Let's say you are using Microsoft 365 Copilot nowadays. Okay, or forget about Microsoft 365 Copilot. Imagine you are using Microsoft services on Microsoft 365 services. So you may have access to basic Office application like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook. So these are the basic application. Along with that, you also get, you are familiar about Microsoft Teams, so that you would be able to communicate with the users and the groups within your organization and outside your organization, right? And even you have Mailbox, which you get as a part of Microsoft 365. So these all information, where it is available at your tenant level. This is your data. This is because ChatGPT is extracting information from the internet, from the web. But what about my data? My data is my emails. My data are my calendars. My data are the groups and the people with whom I communicate within my organization on daily basis. So what Microsoft did is, Microsoft actually combined the power of both these things, large language model plus Microsoft Graph, which is your data within your organization. So today with Microsoft 365 Copilot, you are able to ask any question. You are actually talking with your data, no matter it's available on the internet, no matter it's available on your organization level, on your tenant level. Maybe the communication, Outlook, calendars, Teams, everything which is involved onto your daily lives, it's going to give you a response based on whatever you are communicating on daily basis. So this is the additional thing which Microsoft did. Now, as I'm saying that it can connect with internet data or the web-based data, and it can coordinate with your data which is locally available at your Microsoft 365 tenant level. So what Microsoft does is, actually Microsoft embedded these capabilities across Microsoft 365 applications, which are Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Teams, Loop, Microsoft Whiteboard, etc. So this is a complete definition of Microsoft 365 Copilot. I'm going to pause here. If someone have any question, please feel free to ask. Any questions? Okay, just thumbs up or comment or thumbs up if you are understanding what I'm saying. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, moving ahead. Now, where we started with Microsoft 365 Copilot, very basic definition what Microsoft 365 Copilot is and how it is different from the Chat GPT, which some of you may be already using right now. Now, moving ahead, I have a quick video to show you what about the features of Microsoft 365 Copilot. Let me play the video, and then we will move our discussions further. So you have seen that through Copilot in Microsoft Word, you are able to draft, summarize, and extract the content, whatever is available on internet. I'm going to showcase practically that how you can use Copilot in Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, but not in a direct way. Okay. We will identify a scenario first of all. We will see, for example, I'm an HR manager, how Copilot could help me out, because this is a persona-based use case. Maybe you are an executive, or maybe you are your title right now is IT engineer. How you can get maximum benefit from Microsoft 365 Copilot. So this is the main aim of the agenda. Throughout the journey, definitely you are going to explore, different products like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and Teams, but through different use cases. This slide, which is in front of you, is around the type of the Copilot which we have these days. So you have Copilot Chat. Okay. You have Copilot Web. And in Copilot Chat, you could say it a free version of ChatGPT. Okay. Just like ChatGPT you are using, you can use Microsoft Copilot Chat free of cost. How you will do it? Go to copilot.microsoft.com. Sign in with your personal email ID, not the official email ID, or you can use the official one, but sign in with your personal email ID. If you even don't have license of Microsoft 365 Copilot, you can use this Copilot for chat version. I have also attached, if you see, PYAC here. Let me circle it. Okay. What is this? This is pay as you go agents. This is a latest intervention or feature by Microsoft in Copilot Chat. Now, with even the free version, you would be able to create Microsoft, 365 agent. What are agent? We will discuss it later. I don't want to complicate things here. I want to keep everything simple. So you have Copilot Chat. First thing, freely available. You have Copilot Mobile. That is available through Play Store or through Apple Store. You can download Microsoft 365, Microsoft Copilot. and you would be able to start using it just like ChatGPT. It's free of cost available. You have a Copilot Pro. What is that? This is the individual version of Microsoft 365 Copilot. For example, you're not working with an organization, but you want to get maximum benefit from Microsoft Office application. Like you want to use Copilot in Word, you want to use Copilot in Outlook and all other application. Then on an individual level, you need Copilot Pro license. That is a paid subscription. Okay, you can check the cost available on the internet. What we are going to focus today is Microsoft 365 Copilot. Again, this is a paid subscription. You need a license at the backend to start using Copilot in different applications. Okay. Then Microsoft also have a role-aligned Copilot like Copilot for sales, Copilot for services, Copilot for finance, etc. So these are few Copilots which are available within the market now. In products Copilot, what does that mean? Microsoft have different products, they have Azure, they have Dynamics 365, they have Power Platform, they have Power Automate, they have SharePoint. In all the products, you are going to see Copilot. So that is all the in-product Copilots which are also available nowadays. Our focus today is only Microsoft 365 Copilot. And we're going to see practically through different use cases that how this Copilot is going to help me to enhance my creativity, to unleash my productivity, and to up-level my skills. Now, as we are moving ahead towards the use cases, in the use cases, the important thing is to write an effective prompts if you want to get maximum benefit from Microsoft 365 Copilot. What does effective prompts mean? What is the art of writing an effective prompt? This is what you need to see and understand. So there are actually 5 components of writing an effective prompts. Indeed, 4 components of writing an effective prompt. The first one is the goal. So whenever you are going to give instructions to a machine, your goal should be very much clear. What does that mean? What do you want from Copilot? What type of response you want from Copilot? We will see some of the example, but for now, goal is important. You should have end goal in mind so that you get the desired outcome from Copilot or ChatGPT or any other AI powered technology. Second thing, context. What does that mean? Why do you need that response and who is involved in it? Okay, we will see some of the example now. Then you also have to provide the source that you, for example, you want this data from internet or you want this data which is locally available into your OneDrive or SharePoint. What is the source of it? The more specific you would be in terms of sourcing, the more accurate response you are going to get from Microsoft 365 Copilot. Okay, so here, what information or sample do you want Copilot to use? You need to give that instruction while writing the prompt. Okay, then the expectation. What does that mean? How should Copilot respond to best fulfill your request? For example, you need a response in the form of a summary. You need a response in the form of a bullet point. You need maybe only 2 or 3 lines, in reply, whenever Copilot is going to respond. So you need to set that expectations with Copilot so that you can get the desired response. So these 4 are the main core component whenever you try to interact with Copilot or ChatGPT. Please keep these things in mind and hopefully you are going to get better response. Okay. I'm going to give you a simple example. For example, I'm saying there is a personal assistant or there is my friend, for example, right now, my Sania is with me and I'm going to ask her, give me a book. Okay. What Sania is going to respond me? Sania is going to ask me which book. Okay. Now I'm going to improve my prompt, right? give me a book on economic development. Okay, now I'm more specific. But Sania may don't know where the economic development book is located. For example, I'm going to say, Sania, in our office, this is a location where that economic development book is. Okay. And maybe I don't need the entire book. I just need a snapshot of page number 46 from that book. Okay. No, that is the expectation which I'm setting. I'm going to smell. So my prompt would be, Sania, please provide me a book on economic development that is actually, located on this cupboard. And I just need a snapshot of page number 23 and maybe only last paragraph. What I'm trying to, how I'm trying to communicate with Sania now, I am making my goal, my context, my source, and my expectation very clear. Same way, the way you interact with the humans, you need to interact with the machine. The more specific you would be, the more accurate response you are going to get. Example, what should be a goal here? For example, I want to summarize this meeting. You are on a Teams meeting. I'm on a Teams meeting with you. I want to summarize this meeting. But what is my context? So for example, some of you may be late joining this session. You can say to Copilot, I was late to attend and need a brief overview of the key point which is already discussed. Okay. This is the context which you are giving to Copilot so that you can get the desired response and the outcome. Third thing, for example, I'm talking right now. So for example, you can ask, did Waqas suggested any changes in the agenda or what we are going to discuss? It is related to a scenario or whatever it is. So you are asking, okay, you are actually giving the source, etc. And the fourth thing, the last thing is the expectation. Now you want your, why you are joining this meeting, what are your expectation, what are your outcome from this meeting? You want a timeline. So for example, you are saying include the project timeline in a schedule and any changes suggested by Muhammad or Waqas or anyone else. So now what would be the final prompt? Final prompt would look like this. Summarize this meeting. I was late to attend and need a brief overview of the key point discussed. Did Muhammad suggested any changes? Include the project timeline in a schedule and any changes proposed by Muhammad. Once you will write this type of prompts, believe you me, you are going to get the response as per your expectations. So this is simply an art, or you could say it a science of writing an effective prompt. I hope this makes sense. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. Or give me thumbs up if everything is going smoothly and you are understanding everything. Great team. Thank you so much for your effective response and to stay with me here. Now, I know the means I'm just discussing about the theoretical aspect. We have a practical session. We have demonstration of everything. Why this is important? Because if you have the basic foundation of using Copilot, then eventually you are going to, use those demos and the use cases in a quite effective way. So we are actually moving ahead towards it. For your reference, I am going to give you a one website, which is aka.ms/copilotlab. This is a website by Microsoft. And why this website is important? Because you are going to get a lot of, you could say it a ready-made prompt. You don't need to write a prompt from scratch. You also would be able to filter it from, let me give you a demonstration on this one before we move ahead towards the next thing. So if you see, I am going to aka.ms/copilotlab. Okay. I'm on one of the website right now. Stay with me because this is important for you, even for the future, future, whenever you need any help around prompting. So this is a Copilot prompt gallery by Microsoft. If I scroll it down, you would be able to get a lot of videos which you can get. For example, what you can do with Copilot. This is a basic question from anyone using Microsoft Copilot right now. Start using Copilot. What is prompt, etc. But my point here is because we were discussing prompts. So if you see here, powerful prompts a click away. So catch up on a meeting, get to-do list, stay informed about what. So there are few ready-made things. What I'm going to do is you just need to click on view all prompts here. Okay, so the whole gallery would be open in front of you. If you see this, you have a lot of, even you can show more, you have a lot of things which you daily do. Okay. For example, these are prompts, all the prompts by Microsoft, and you can see the Microsoft logo because Microsoft added those prompts here. And you can definitely see, for example, catch up on a meeting and recap. You will simply click it. You want to use it in Copilot, simply click it, and you can try this, prompt within Copilot. Here is an example, make it your own recap project. For example, planning meeting, summarize key takeaways and action item as a separate section, include who is responsible for each. This is a prompt and you can experiment with it. But what the good thing about this is you have a filters. For example, the Microsoft, 365 Copilot have a lot of applications, Teams, Outlook, Loop, Whiteboard, OneDrive, SharePoint, etc. For example, you are working on Word. So you can filter only the word specific prompt here. Let's say in Word, you want to do different tasks. What are the common tasks which mostly you can find out here? For example, you want to understand something, you want to catch up on something, you want to analyze something, you want to create something, you want to ask something, you want to learn something. You may maybe your aim is to edit something or maybe a document. You want to prepare for a meeting note, for example. You want to design an image, for example. You want to schedule a meeting, for example, by using Microsoft Word document which are available on your OneDrive. You want to write a code. You want to find, for example, what's new from my colleague Sania. Okay, you want to assist someone, so you want an assistance on something, so you have a lot of tasks to do. So for example, you want to create something. Now if you see, if you want to create, so there the prompts has been filtered. Now the next level of this prompt is like, what is your job role? That's why we came up with the persona based use case ideas. What is for me in Copilot? This is something important. So you will click here and you would be able to see different roles which are common. For example, these are different department, these are different industry. For example, if even you are a student, you are a faculty member, or you can, for example, you are working in an HR department. So these are related to HR. For example, communicate policies changes, onboard new hires, compose or decline letters. So you see, means what you can do, you can get maximum. If you really want to get started writing an effective prompts, this is your site. Go here, try, just copy it, open Copilot for Microsoft 365 or even Copilot chat, use these prompts and you are going to get different things. And now the latest thing which Microsoft has is the Copilot agent. And I'm going to discuss it at the end of our session, what you can do with Copilot agent. Okay, I hope this makes sense. So the website again is, let me go back. Okay. And the website for this one is aka.ms/copilotlab. Once you will use it, you would be able to get access of all the prompts available by Microsoft. By the way, there is also option to create your own prompt. Well, like right now, I only showed you what is available by Microsoft. For example, you are working in an HR department or a finance department and you write a prompt which is very effective, and maybe you want to use the same prompt after 3 months. But what will happen after 3 months? You will forget that prompt which you used in Copilot. So whatever prompt you are using, you can save it. I will show you in Copilot that how you can save the prompts. Once you will save it, eventually your prompt is going to be a part of Copilot gallery, which I just showed you. So there would be a section like prompt by Microsoft and prompt by yourself, like your personal prompts. You would be able to see those prompts at any stage later on as well. So these all options are available within that. If you will see it, aka.ms/copilotlab, you will find that option. So this is the foundation. This is the basic things which we discussed. Now, I want to move ahead with the second module of this session, which is empower your workforce using Microsoft 365 use cases. Most of the things which we are discussing today, I don't want you to show a direct product to you. For example, how you can use Microsoft Word, how you can use Excel, how you can use PowerPoint. This is not the aim of this session. What we are trying to do, we will envision, first of all, a scenario. Okay. For example, imagine I am an HR manager. I mostly do these things. How Copilot could help. By the way, we are delivering as a part of one of our project, which is a Copilot adoption program. We are going to meet with different department. We sit with them. We ask them different questions. We understand, okay, what are their workflows, how they do the things on daily basis. And then we came up with the implementation of these use cases, like how using Copilot in PowerPoint could help you save, let's say, your 10 minutes a day, something like that. Because the essence of the Copilot for Microsoft 365 is this is a product which is going to enhance your productivity. And when I say productivity, it's include two things: efficiency plus effectiveness. What is efficiency? Like, for example, you are doing a task and I'm going to say you that please do it efficiently. What does that mean? Means you have to take minimum time and get the maximum output. Okay. And what does effectiveness mean? Effectiveness means what is your goal, the attainment, or it quite possible that you might be efficient but not effective. So this is very important concept. The concept, the vision of Microsoft productivity vision is the combination of efficiency plus effectiveness. So you need to keep in mind all those things. For example, you are working on a project and through Copilot, you are using the minimum time, but your end goal is to complete the project and deliver the project on time with quality. Maybe you complete the project on time, but not with quality. So it means the efficiency is here, but effectiveness is not there. So while using Copilot in any of the application, keep in mind the Microsoft productivity vision behind, behind productivity. So we need to keep in mind these two things. Now we will see. So this Copilot for Microsoft 365, as you know, through Copilot, you can compose and summarize documents in Microsoft Word with Copilot. Okay. You can summarize and draft an email in Outlook. You can design a presentation as per your requirement with PowerPoint, and you can analyze and transform data with Excel, and you can enhance your productivity, by collaborating with your teammates on daily basis through Microsoft Teams, and you can empower employees through Microsoft Copilot with graph grounded chat. What is that graph grounded chat? It's the same chat like GPT at the backend, or information on the web and information at your tenant level. Okay, it's understand your context. It's not only the content, but also the context of what you are going to say. So you see, it's about a communication. For example, you are going to say to Copilot, how are you, for example, and it's going to say how I can help you. Okay, you will say that I need 6 bullet points to prepare my presentation on Copilot. Okay, and Copilot is going to respond to you with those bullet points. Okay, and now when you will say, can you please rephrase those bullet points? It's understand your previous conversation. It understand the context of the previous message. So it's just like a communication with a human. So the more you communicate, initially it was only GPT, and the GPT was just like you ask something and it's going to give you a response. That was a chatbot. But later on, it's become Chat GPT. What does that mean? Conversation. You are going to communicate, collaborate, and the machine starting understanding the context of your message, of anything which you are going to talk. So now you can have a big thread, just like the human with the machine, and the machine will understand the context. So that's the beauty of those models and the large language models. Now, let's dig down deep into what we are aiming for. Use case exercise, HR. I'm just going to give you first example of HR. And we all are working in organization. At some point of time, we may have interviews with the HR. So we at least know how the HRs operate. Everyone in this call at least know how the HR will operate. Just to keep things simple, you need to understand these exercises first of all through a scenario which I'm just going to explain. When you will understand it, then we would be able to use Copilot and generate some outcome. What is my aim? For example, there is a person, his name is Muhammad. He is an HR manager working in technology in our company. Okay. We have few jobs open nowadays. And what is the HR manager role? The first exercise, if you see, create a job description using Copilot in Word. So what Muhammad will do, Muhammad is going to create a job description, first of all, for that role. Okay. Then imagine you have an open role available on LinkedIn, or, so maybe you get hundreds of applications for that role. In my case, let's say for one role, you have 3 resumes, which you have received. The HR manager received. Okay. Now, this Muhammad in the second exercise, he is going to analyze and compare resumes and make a recommendation using Copilot in Word. What that recommendation would be, that out of these 3 resumes, which is the best one? Which candidate should I hire? Which candidate is least qualified, and which candidate is most qualified for this role? These all things we normally do. But the problem with this is, if imagine you have 10 resumes, you need to open 10 resumes, read each and every detail of the resume. Still, there is a chances you do a mistake, because might be you are only focusing on experience, not on the qualification. Might be you are focusing on qualification, not on the certifications which is required for this role. Might be you are focusing on certification, but not on something which is very important, maybe their visa status or what you may require, something like that. Or maybe the job description which was listed initially, it's not aligned with what you. So hiring may go wrong at human level. Through Copilot, you can actually do all these things. You can save honestly 20 minutes per day by analyzing different resumes. So for example, a human will take maybe an hour to review those resumes, but through Copilot, you can do it instantly. We will see how we will do it. So that is my second use case. I hope you are understanding the context. Now imagine you have the job description which you crafted through Microsoft Word. Then you used, for example, Microsoft Copilot, and you evaluate all those resumes. Now the third exercise which we will do is, we are going to create, for example, from the second exercise, you would be in a position to interview maybe 1 or 2 candidates out of the 10 applications which you may receive. So now you are in a position to interview. You send the meeting invite to them, but you need interview questions. Sometimes HR manager is not technical. For example, the role is technical. So Copilot could help you out to ask the relevant question related to that role. How you are going to do it, this is what we are going to discuss in exercise number 3. Exercise number 4, after interview, you will select, let's say, one candidate. You are going to compose an email and offer him a job based on the terms and conditions which your companies defined. So this is a complete use case. In order to do this exercise, what we will do is we will use different Microsoft 365 Copilot applications. Like I will use Copilot in Word. I'm going to use Microsoft Copilot in chat also. Okay, so this is a use case which is in front of us. I hope everyone understood it. If you still have any question before I move ahead towards demonstration, please let me know. Because if you will not understand that scenario, you will not be able to get what I'm just going to present. This is clear for everyone? I just need thumbs up, please. Yes, please go ahead, Albani.
Yes, hi. Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to confirm the slides earlier about the prompts. Are these prompts available with the free version or the paid version?
This one, Copilot Lab.
Yeah, the prompts.
Yeah, prompts are available free of cost. There is a website by Microsoft. So it's available free of cost by Microsoft.
So if I have the Copilot web, I still can give all these prompts, and I will have like presentation because I tried it. I have only the description, so I
Yes.
just need a clarification on that.
Yeah, sure. So there are two things. There is a Copilot chat, which which you are saying if you don't have license, you can go to copilot.microsoft.com and you can start using Copilot just like ChatGPT. It has limited, features. For example, you would be able to upload now. Microsoft attached, added an option where you can attach file. For example, you have a PDF file having 90 pages and you want to summarize that or the whole document into maybe a paragraph or so, you can do it through Copilot. Okay, so this is first thing which Microsoft added. Now related to those prompts which are available, some of them you can, for example, summarize this document. This is one of the prompt which is available by the way there as well. Okay, and then you can reference that document and you can say that I need, for example, the summary in a bullet point. This is what you can do free of cost right now. But for example, if you don't have a license, Microsoft 360, you can't do this exercise, which I'm just going to share it with you. You can't perform the use cases. Okay. Hope this makes sense.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Clear? Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so we are going to see now, team, this exercise. I hope this is clear. We will create a job description. We are going to compare three different resumes. We will then, create an interview question using Copilot, and we will compose an offer letter. Let's do it in Copilot. Okay, so I'm just going to show you something. This is a free version, okay, of Copilot. If you see my email ID, waqas.shafiq@hotmail.com, okay. If I go here, Microsoft just attached that option that you are able to upload, but there is a limit to upload those documents, maybe one or two, not more than. But with the licensed version, you can upload as many documents as you want. And here in the free version, there is also a limit of files. Like for example, 1 MB file, but in free version, you can upload 5 MB files, up to 5 MB file instantly. And you can, and here there is a limitation of words as well. For example, in a document, there should not be, I think so it was 5,000 or something like that. I can always recheck about that. So these are few things, means here, for example, in the free Copilot, for example, let's something new. I'm going to say create an image of Qatar flag. Okay. In a free version, you can create codes, you can generate image, you can write text. So what I just prompted, create an image of Qatar flag. And now Qatar flag is in front of me. I will simply download it. Maybe I need to use it somewhere in my documents. I can do it. Even if you want to upload something, you can play with it. But this is a free version. And if you see these options, okay, there are limited options here. Now I'm moving back towards the paid version and see what is the difference. This is a free version. I shared with you a slide, Copilot for web. Okay, Copilot chat, which you could, this is a Copilot chat and the website is copilot.microsoft.com. Okay, now the paid version, if you see here, this is a paid version and I'm just going, this is my Office 365 email ID. Okay. waqas.shafiq@elevateknowledge.com. This is my official email and I have a Copilot license at the backend. Now, when I move from free version to paid version, and if I click on Copilot, okay, so if you see these things, now I have much more. What is that much more? If you see, Here we have a web. What does that web mean? Web is this version. You can say this is a web version of the Copilot. It is also embedded with the licensed version web, but you also have a work option. Work mean your files, your data, your meetings. For example, I'm going to say summarize the emails received till date. Okay, this is one of the prompt and I'm just going to give it. But the thing is, I am in a work, not in a web. This is a difference. Okay, now what it will do, it's going to see my Outlook calendar and it's going to see all the email and going to provide me a summary. Let's try it. If you see, now I started getting the email summary, whatever I received into my email box. So it's telling me that this is a person, this is a date, this is a story of those emails. So this is what I received so far. So this is a basic difference between the free version and the paid version. Now coming back to the point, let's say I am going back. I will refer this slide time by time so that you don't miss anything. The first thing which we need to do is create a job description using Copilot in Word. Okay, I am in my Copilot, the paid version, and I have to create a job description. Okay, so for example, I'm going to Microsoft Word right now. It's very simple. From the navigation, just simply click the application, any application. I just clicked on Word and Microsoft Word is in front of me. I am going to create a blank document. Okay, we are going to name it. For example, I'm going to say it, let's go back. So first is a job description. Okay, job description. Okay, now my name is job description. So I'm going to give it a prompt. I am an HR manager. Okay, and I need job description of the animated designer post. Okay, one thing which you will observe, because this is an AI powered technology, it's going to give me more insight. Like for example, if you see there is something which is not visible. For example, is saying me with key responsibilities, required skill and qualification. I didn't write it, but Copilot is helping me out even to write that prompt. So I'm going to click on tab that has been added. Okay. Now, if I want to make my prompt more concise, even Copilot is helping me to write an effort. So for example, now it's saying that emphasize the importance of creativity, teamwork, and proficiency and software. That's it. For example, I'm good with this. I don't want to add another detail, or in case you want to add it, it will keep recommending you with the suggestions. But I'm good with this one. So my prompt is, I am an HR manager and I need job description of animated designer post with key responsibilities, required skills and qualification listed clearly. Emphasize the importance of creativity, teamwork and proficiency in animation software. Include details about the company cultures and opportunities for my professional development. Okay, this is a simple prompt. I'm just going to give this prompt to Copilot. What Copilot will do, Copilot is going to generate these job descriptions in seconds for me based on what I wrote. Again, important thing, this is an AI generated content. So please don't rely 100% on the content here. You have to review it, you have to test it and then send it to the concerned person. By the way, in every Microsoft application, it is mentioned, okay? Again, don't 100% rely on AI powered content. So for example, you read it and you are good with it and you want to keep it, or maybe you want to regenerate it. So the option, for example, you don't like this version and you want to regenerate, so the option is there. Or for example, if you miss something, you can ask here, for example, you can say write for example, create a section about contact us by providing so now it's going to refine, and if you see, it's actually created that if you have any question or would like to learn the animated designer post, so this is the email IDs, etc. Okay, I think so. I didn't, and I can go back to my previous version, whatever you want to keep. So there are options here, 1 and 2. This is the first version. This is the second version. You can always copy, refer back, save it, whatever you like. For example, this job description I liked and I want to save it. So I will click on keep it. Now my job description is ready. Okay. And this job description. Okay. So file, I am going to, let's say, I'm going back to show you my OneDrive first of all. Okay. And then we will come back on this. Just to save time, what I did is my files. Okay. Here I have a folder HR use case. The important thing here is all your files should be on OneDrive. Okay. This is very important. This is the only way Copilot would be able to interact with you. For example, my first exercise was create a job description using Copilot in Word, which we just did. So I'm going to show you one of the folder. What I did is, if you see this, there is a job description here. If you are able to see, let me open it for you. Okay. Let's say this is a job description which you created through Copilot. This is file number 1 for me. Moving back, I have received, for example, for the post of this open role, I have received 3 resumes. One is Nestor, second is Alex, third one is Betty. Okay. So I have a job description and I have received 3 resumes. Going back to my slide, my second exercise was analyze and compare resumes and make a recommendation using Copilot in Word. This is my second resume. Now I have multiple options to do this. So I received 3 resumes. I write job description. I am on exercise number 2. How I will do it, how I will compare my resumes. I'm going back, and here you have a Copilot chat on your left. I'm going to click it. Okay. Now, what prompt you can use? If you see this, I have, just to save the time, I am copying this prompt, okay, which I already saved. So I'm going to give this to Copilot. What is my prompt? Please create a report that compares the attached resumes to the requirement of senior animation designer in the attached job description file, and rank the candidate from the most qualified to the least qualified based on the attached 3 resumes. Okay, this is simply my prompt. Now I need to attach to my file. So if you click here, add content, here you would have a files. If you will go to file, so you see, I'm able to see the job description and sometimes maybe the resumes. So for example, I'm not able to see the resume. So what we will do is, I'm going back, clicking back on means now what I need is I need 3 resumes to attach along with the job description so that Copilot can do the comparison for me. I'm going here. Here is a OneDrive option. And in my OneDrive, which is here, I have 3 resumes and I have a job description. Let's go to Copilot in OneDrive. Okay. Here are my files, and I have shown you a folder earlier on, which is the HR use cases. Okay. And these are all those files. For example, file number 1, resume number 1, resume number 2, resume number 3, and this is a job description which we created. And I'm going to select it now. So how many files I attached? 4 files. Now let's see if Copilot would be able to create anything for me, and I'm just going to send it. Okay. Let me reattach those files. Okay. And going to OneDrive again, my files, HR use cases. Okay. Select. Okay, the file has been selected. Compare those resumes and provide me summary of best suitable candidate based on job description. Okay, and I'm going to send it again. And here it is. Okay, so now Copilot created that summary for me. If you see, this is normally I do, the human do. Now what it is, so this is giving me, for example, the roles is project manager, senior animated designer, company technologies, responsibilities, requirement, I listed. So now if you see Nestor, experience 25 year, animated designer, software wise experience, and led the team of 10 designer, for example, education is this. But what I want to see the summary. Okay, so here, based on this information, you would be able to take decision. For example, it's saying Petty appears to be the best suitable candidates for the project manager. This role at Technology, Petty has an extensive experience in leading animation time. Okay, so this is your best suitable candidates. And for Nestor, the responses is also a strong candidate with significant experience in animation. And for Alex, you also have a response. But what Copilot did is Copilot compares all the resumes based on qualification, based on their skills, based on their experience, etc. And then now provided you his response that he is the best candidate. You can always go back to the resume, click here, and eventually would be able to see the resume. And if you are okay with it, okay, you are now in a position to move ahead with the next exercise, which is to create an interview question using Copilot. So for example, now we created a job description, we analyzed those resumes, we finalized a candidate. Now I have to interview with him, but before that I need interviews question. I want everyone to mute your mic, please. Let me see. I think so, Jacob. Let me mute. Okay, perfect. Okay, now the exercise number 3 is create an interviews questions using Copilot. Okay, I'm going back to my Copilot. Okay, based on this file, okay, which is this file? Job description. Okay, please draft top 10 interview question for the candidate. Okay, so this is my prompt. So what Copilot will do, it will see the job description, and based on that, these are the questions which you can ask from that candidate. For example, experience and background, leadership and mentorship, design process, collaboration, research and testing, and you have detail. For example, how do you conduct research, testing, and documentation to inform the designer? So see, these questions It's understand the context, it understands your document, and eventually you have everything ready. Now you have interview question as well. The last part of this is compose an email to offer, compose an email to offer, compose an email offer letter using Copilot. Okay. Now my prompt would be, I want to do something, let's say, in the same Copilot chat. Now I have to offer to a candidate. For example, my prompt is, I'm an HR manager for a graphic design institute. Please create an email offer letter for who was selected earlier on. Let us see. It was Patty. Okay. He was selected because it's appeared to be the best suitable candidate. Now I have interviewed him by creating few interview questions. Now my last part is I'm going to offer him a job and I need a job offer letter. So for example, I'm saying this, please create an email offer to Patty. Position is this, and his, for like a Patty plan to start the date is, for example, he need to join on 30th March 2025. This is mandatory. The starting salary is this. Okay, and a note that if Patty accepts this offer, she must sign and return the attached PDF copy of this offer letter. Now, if you have any HR policy, you can always attach it here. Okay, but I'm now going ahead with this one. So if you see this, now my email is ready. My offer letter is even ready. I'm pleased to extend offer to you for the position of this. Position is this, start date, starting salary. And if you see, I mentioned, please find attached a PDF copy of this offer. If you accept this offer, kindly sign and return back. This is what I give into my prompt. Okay. And now everything is ready. So now the whole recruitment process here took like, for example, a 20 minutes for me. But if you do it manually, if you have like 3 resumes, you have to review each and everything, you need to write an offer letter, you can imagine the time which you can spend through Copilot. So that's how this was an HR related use cases. That's how you can enhance your productivity, could honestly like save your time in a quite effective way. Any question, team here? We are done with HR use case. Yes, please, Albani, please go ahead.
Yes, for the when you attach the files, is any maximum size file allowed to attach on this?
Yeah, 5 MB was the file size, but I will recheck. This is what I mentioned initially. But with Copilot, which is free version, you have a limited space, but you will not face any sort of issues with. I think so. It's more than 10,000 words per document. But I will cross check. You can even check with Copilot, like what is the word limit, and it's going to respond to you. Okay, but free version, you can attach as many files as you want. But the file size, in my view, which I studied, I think so initially was 10 MB per file.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Perfect. Okay, team, moving ahead. We just done with HR use cases. Okay, now my second part is this one, which is also very interesting indeed. I was working, yesterday to come up with these sort of scenarios, and I tried to create something, a very basic, so that everyone can understand. So my idea was, here, for example, Ali is a finance officer and responsible to issue RFP, request for proposals, right? So what we are going to do, request for proposal, for example, issued by a company, and you are one of the organization, and you need training licenses and content development services, let's say for Microsoft 365 Copilot. So you need 3 things from different vendors outside your organization. Second exercise, you can evaluate, for example, imagine you have RFP and now you start getting vendor responses, for example, the proposals from different vendors. You got 3 different proposals from vendors and everyone quoted their own price in the proposal. But you have your own criteria inside that your budget is this And for example, if this is beyond, then you will not be able to consider that vendor. But if it is less, then maybe you will consider it. But means you want to give them a ranking, okay? And you want to select a vendor which is suitable to your needs specifically. So what we will do, we will first of all see, we will create an indeed first of all, what we need here is for example, criteria, how we are going to evaluate the proposals, first thing. Secondly, you need a proposal from different vendors, for example, the pricing and everything, okay? The third thing is we are going to see those, evaluate those different proposals, and we will give max to the proposal based on the price variation, if there would be any. So you would have a set benchmark. For example, your budget is this. We will see that if there is a price variation between 5% and 10%, it's maybe the Copilot is going to give them 10 marks. But if the price variation is beyond maybe 20% or 30%, then Copilot is going to give them 5 marks. I will show you at the back end what file I have. Few files, very basic. We will see it, and then we will do a comparative analysis of the product of the proposal received, so you can select the best proposal out of it. So that this is a scenario. Now here, initially I used Copilot Chat and I used Copilot Word, but in this exercise, we're going to seek Copilot in Excel. Okay, let me go back to my OneDrive to show you my files so that we don't miss anything. So this is a vendor proposal evaluation. I created one of the proposal, folder, and vendor proposal evaluation with the name of vendor proposal. What I have here. Okay, so I have, this is a sales proposal evaluation criteria, which I wrote. Let me open it so that you can see. A very basic, okay? For example, for licenses, I have a budget of $90,000. For trainings, I have $8,000. For content development, I have $7,000. And for video creation, these are all the services which my company need, but I have a specific budget provided by my finance team to me, okay? Now, what you received is this. For example, sales proposal vendor one. Vendor one actually provided you these prices, let's say. Licenses, you can see the difference, $120,000, training, content development, and there are different prices. Vendor two also submitted me his proposal with these prices. For example, licenses 110, training this, and you may have a list of proposals. I'm just taking it as an example. Now, what we can do is, I have two vendors proposals and my evaluation criteria. I'm going back to my presentation and I want to save my time, and I write one of the prompt keeping in view my own needs. Okay, and Copilot could help you, by the way, in writing a prompt. So don't worry that how you can create an effective prompt. Copilot is here to support you writing an effective prompt. So I'm going back to my Copilot Chat, clicking on Copilot Chat, and here what I'm trying to do, I'm just going to put this Copilot. Please be with me with this one, because this is something a little bit tricky, but the more effective prompt you will give, more accurate response, as I mentioned, you are going to get. So what I'm going to say, please create a summary comparing two sales proposals, which I showed you. Sales proposal vendor number one, sales proposal vendor number two. Focus on the proposed prices in sales proposal evaluation criteria. Okay, so I'm giving it, this is my expectation, and I'm giving it a specific instructions that this is what evaluate each vendor based on the following criteria. So I am going to write now the criteria. If the price matches the evaluation criteria, give that vendor 10 marks. For a price variation up to 20%, assign 8 marks. Okay, this is my criteria. For a price variation greater than 20%, assign 5 marks. Include a brief paragraph outlining the purpose of the evaluation, which is to compare the proposal in detail. So I also need a comparison of all these vendors, and I'm giving it a few instructions. For example, organize the analysis in a table with the following column. What column I need in that table? Evaluation criteria, budget, price, what was the price from vendor number 1, what was price from vendor number 2, and then at the end summarize the total score of each vendor in a final table and closing remarks with the evaluation recommendation. Okay, so this is a prompt which I am going to give to my Copilot. But now I need to attach those files. Going back towards PowerPoint presentation, just to show you again, RFP was issued by the company for training licenses and content development. Done. We evaluated, we are going to evaluate different proposals using specific criteria. And I have my own criteria, which I just showed you. Third thing is we will give max to the proposal. I showed you the marks, how many marks I'm going to. This is a part of my prompt. All these things, this. And at the end, we will do a comparative analysis of the proposal. So if you see all these things, and if you see my prompt, everything I tried to cover in this prompt. Now, what Copilot need is the reference files. Where are, by the way, this is important. Here I'm saying sale proposal vendor 1, sale proposal vendor 2. So my files should be with the same name so that Copilot can understand, okay, these are the exact file. I'm going to add content, going to OneDrive. Okay, my files, vendors proposal evaluation, and I showed you these files. This is my evaluation criteria. This is a vendor proposal 1. This is a vendor proposal 2, and I'm going to select all of these. And now I am going to give this prompt to my Copilot. Let's see what Copilot can generate. So see what Copilot did. Okay. I have provided him this, that I need everything in, tabular form. Now I know exactly, okay, my budget was this as per that Excel sheet. Vendor 1, price was, they quoted this. Vendor 2 quote was this. And now it's giving them a score based on the criteria which I set. And at the end, if you see, vendor 1 got 35 points, vendor 2 received 36 points. So I'm good to go with vendor 2. I'm able to take my decision. Closing remarks. Based on the evaluation, vendor 1 has a total score of 35 and vendor 2 has a total score of 36. It is recommended to consider vendor 2. Why? Because his point is higher for further negotiation and potential contract award due to their higher overall score. So in minutes, I did that evaluation. And imagine if you have to do this exercise without Copilot, it will take you hours, honestly. But with Copilot, I just did it in few minutes. So that's the power of artificial intelligence in the Copilot, which you can bring and use on daily basis. Any question, team, till now? We done with use case number 2? All good? Give thumb ups so that I can see. Great, Abani. Perfect. Okay, now moving ahead, I will move quickly now because I have to cover a few other things. Use case for executives. Okay. So see, executive want to see thing at a very high level. I'm not going to explain everything, but I will show you something, means maybe a chunk of it. The exercise is Lee is a CIO of the organization. Okay. What he can do as a CEO, he can summarize the long email thread from Lee, schedule a meeting with Lee by generating AI generated agenda and the notes, kick-off meeting needed for a new e-bike release, and he can create a presentation from the annual report. So imagine you have a CEO, and CEOs sometimes get a long threads of email, but he don't has time to see everything in detail. What he can do quickly, I am opening my email box in front of you. Okay. So for example, these are all the emails which I receive. I want to see a long thread. For example, if you see there is a long thread of this email. Okay. Let me double click it. to show you. If you see this, there is a long thread at the back end, but I don't want to read each and every detail. What I can do is I can simply say Copilot to summarize. So summary by Copilot. What Copilot will do, Copilots give me a summary. For example, Sidra Matrix invited you to present at Microsoft trainings for user. Session 4 was on this date, and Eamon informed that you are unable to participate due to health issues. And then my colleague Ariel and Kareem, we replaced a trainer. And then one of my GM actually mentioned that she's off, something like that. And she suggested that you can consider Muhammad Ali. And then Rania confirmed that the Muhammad Ali will be able to deliver the session. So, in seconds, instead of reading all those emails, your executive would be able to get insights of this one. So this is one thing. Now, the second part might be, let me close this one and click this one. If you have another thread, let's say I am going to search one of the email from one of the training where I can get. Okay, I can also summarize any email thread which is here. I also have a chat option. So for example, if you want to ask anything related to the email, you would be able to chat with the Copilot. For example, show action item for me in this email, which is here. So Copilot is going to generate it. You have a meeting scheduled on Microsoft Teams. This is the ID, something like that, the number. So I am able to see everything in a quite effective way. Now, if you see this email, here we also have a long thread, but let's say your CEO doesn't understood what is written here because he have gone through a lot of emails and he want to get more insight. For this one, he can set up a quick meeting, for example, with Salah based on this email thread. What he will do is here you have create a meeting request from the meeting with Copilot. You have an option. If I'm going to click it, so if you see, the beauty of this calendar is I don't need to add users in Microsoft Teams meeting. I can set my time because this is telling me also on my side that your calendar is busy at this date. For example, if you will want to, it would be red here. So now I'm not available here. But if I will be here, let's say 2 o'clock, between 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So if you see the availability, both are available. Wakas is available at the end, and this is my, my director, Fadi, he's also available. But as I have a conflict there, and if Fadi would have any, Fadi also have a conflict, by the way, here. So we both are busy. So the time which suit both of us for this meeting is this one. So I just put it, let's say 4:30 till 5:30. This would auto be changed here. And the next thing you would be amazed to see is it's attached that email thread. So for example, CEO don't need to go and attach this as a reference. This is a long email thread. Okay. Copilot automatically attach that one here. Now it's also going to write an agenda for me for this meeting based on the conversation which is in this thread. So you know how I am able to save my lot of time. Like attachment is there, agenda is there, availability of everyone in the organization is on my side 6. The subject is also here. You just need to send it. That's it. Once you will send it, it's a Microsoft Teams meeting. If you want to keep it physical, just close it, mention maybe the address, and everything is good to go. That's how your CEO are going to save your times, and even you can get maximum benefit out of all these options. So this is something which we see within Microsoft 365 for executive use cases. Now, the next means in a sequence, if I will continue this flow, you see this CIO Lee, he actually read all the emails. He summarized everything. Now he has basic understanding. He sent a meeting invite. Let's say now he want to set up a Teams meeting within Microsoft Teams. What he can do with all their colleagues, maybe he want to add VPs of the organization, or maybe the high level official, or maybe anyone engaged in that project in the meeting. So I'm just going to show you something shortly. Let me reshare my screen so that I can enable the sound. Okay. 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 So now continuing the same thread, for example, your executive just set up a meeting, which we just sent through maybe Outlook at the backend. He want to, for example, he joined that meeting little late due to his busy schedule, and he want to recap. He want to ask different questions, and maybe he want to make a sense of that conversation. For example, the meeting was at 4 o'clock. He joined that meeting at 4:30, but the meeting is still ongoing. Or even after the meeting, he want to get insight. He can do all these things with Copilot in a quite effective way. Let's have a look on this use case.
Lee and his team are in a kickoff meeting discussing what is needed for the new e-bike release. They want to make sure they capture all the needed tasks, issues, and next steps. Copilot uses the meeting transcript in real time to respond to queries and will only answer questions related to the meeting conversation transcript. Action. At the bottom of the Copilot pane, select More Prompts and click on Recap the Meeting. Copilot recaps the meeting so far, including the topics discussed, individuals involved in the conversation, and citations, so Lee can jump directly to the location in the meeting and ask further questions in the chat box. Lee can also copy any response and paste into other deliverables for future tracking. This intelligent assistance doesn't end when the meeting ends. Lee has access to Copilot through chat. Action. From the team's left navigation, select Chat. Here, Recap option gives Lee access to AI notes, the complete meeting transcript. And if he is late to any meeting, he will even have access to any conversations that happened before he joined. Lee can also find places in the transcript where he is at mentions, so he can easily find his action items. All of this is captured by Copilot. Lee doesn't stop there and wants to get an action item list as well. Copilot went through the transcript and gathered a list of actions for Lee. He now knows who on the team needs to complete what. Thank you.
Okay, I hope this use case makes sense for you. If you have any question, please raise your hand, ask question. I'm here to answer. All good? Thumbs up, please. Thank you, man. Perfect, Rana. Great, great. Okay, now team, moving ahead, we have something which is really interesting. Copilot agent. Those Copilot agent was not in Copilot before, but now it is a part of the Copilot. What does that mean? How it is different from the Copilot, what you have? Like if you have Microsoft 365 Copilot license, Copilot agents are part of it. Now Microsoft make this a part of Copilot Chat, a free version as well. But through Copilot agent, the difference is through Copilot agent, you can only ground the web-based data, which is the free version will only interact with the data available on the internet, but not on the data which is available on your data, like on your tenant level. Okay, I'm going to share some insights, but let's try to do something with the agent. I'm going to create one of the agent in front of you, and you can definitely, whatever is your core need on daily basis, you can use the same technique to create your own, customize it as per your requirement. What is Copilot agent? Your own agent. This is your own agent. Right now, we are either working on web or we are working on the Microsoft 365 data, which is available on the tenant. For example, the emails, calendars, files, etc. Microsoft Graph-based data. What if I have a specific scenario, very specific scenario based on my need? For example, I am in my job role, I'm actually working with the public sectors very closely. One of my key tasks is to create a learning journeys for them. For example, we train people in our center. Okay. and I have hundreds and thousands of people. We train on monthly or yearly basis. My problem is, whenever you have a customer meeting, every customer is asking me these questions. One question is, Waqas, we have 10 different departments. Okay. And each of them want to upskill themselves on Microsoft courses and want to get the certifications from Microsoft. So each time I need to sit with one department first. For example, I am working with HR, like HR manager, and he will share me. I do an assessment, a form, a questionnaire form, and then based on the data which I capture, I create a learning plan for them. For example, Microsoft is offering these 10 courses for you. You will start from this, and then this is the second course. But in order to do this second course, this is a prerequisite of this course, etc., etc. Now with agents, I can do all these things in a quite effective way, because as a human, it's not possible for me to remember 100 plus courses offered by Microsoft, and Microsoft keep updating those courses. So it's not possible for me even to keep myself updated on the latest courses and resources. So sometime as a human, I may do mistake, which I don't want to do as a professional, because I'm working with the customers, and that customer is our topmost priority. So we just want to make sure that the customer get the right information and the information which is relevant to their needs. So this is one of the use case which I am telling you in my organization. Okay. Now what we can do is, I'm going to open a website which you all are going to use to get your certificate today. That is learn.microsoft.com. Okay. If you see this site, this website is very comprehensive indeed, because Microsoft have courses, resources, video, everything related to Microsoft. You will find it here. So for example, I'm going to discover, if you see, there are hundreds and thousands of things in the trainings. Even I just want to explore. If you see, these are learning paths, these are modules, these are courses, and I want to browse all, for example. And if you are able to see the list of the courses which you have, this is only page number 1. This is a page number 2. So how I will find that, for example, this course is for IT engineer, this course is for IT admin, this course, how I will mean, it's humanly, it's not possible for me, because the data is so vast here. What I'm trying to do, let me create one of the agent in front of you, where our aim is to automate all this process. Okay. How I will do it? I'm going to Copilot. Okay. And here in Copilot, you can see on my left, you have a lot of options. You have few ready-made agent. For example, here you will get an option, get agent. If you see Microsoft, I have already built several agents which are linked to a specific need of someone, which you can also leverage now. So this is a list. Hopefully it will be here soon. Okay. So these are all the agents which you can use nowadays. But my purpose is very unique. My requirement is very different. For example, related to skilling, I may not be able to get an agent here, but for example, there is a very good agent which is called prompt coach. Let me see. So for example, prompt coach. If you want to write an effective prompts, use this one, make it a part of your agent. But right now, I am going back to my Copilot, and here I am going to create an agent, get an agent, and there is an option, create an agent. Okay. I'm going to click it. Okay. And here you would have a dialog box. So let me conversate with this chatbot. Hello. So now the agent is saying me, hello, let's get started with creating your agent. Could you please describe? Okay. I am Microsoft certified professional, and one of my job tasks is to create Microsoft courses and certification learning journeys. Okay, learning journeys for the government employees. Please create an agent that could help streamline the process based on the website which I will provide. Or you can say it based on the website or data source which you are going to provide. And I'm just going to send a message. So I'm just communicating with the chatbot right now, not creating anything. So let's see how it's going to respond me. Okay, now it's saying let's determine a name for the agent. How about Microsoft Learning Journey Assistant? Okay, if you want to keep it, it's suggesting me a name. I want to say it MSFT skilling agent. Okay, and I can name it tech knowledge. And let me send it to this one. So right now I'm just sending a prompt and machine is going to provide me a response. Great. The agent name is now MSFT agent. Next, let's refine the instruction for the, could you please describe the main task and the goal of this agent to accomplish? Okay, so here I'm saying this agent is going to help me identifying the right courses based on maybe I need to be very specific, Microsoft courses based on specific needs of the customers, based on specific needs of needs aligned with customers job roles. And in bracket I can specify, let's say IT admin, let's say engineers, let's say directors. Okay, I can say it IT directors, for example, directors, etc. Okay, so this is my goal. This is something which I am just communicating with the team. Okay, so let's say now, if is there anything else? Now let's move to the next topic. The next step is optional, but if you have any publicly accessible website that you would like to use a data source for the agent, please provide them. Okay, now I am going to mention my website is http://learn.microsoft.com. Okay, this is my website from that is my data source. Okay, now let's continue refining the instruction. Could you please provide any specific should follow? For example, the agent should prioritize the courses that are most relevant to the job role. So here I can say, please provide step-by-step guidance what someone need to start with and end with. Okay, so just an instruction. So you know how I am communicating means it's just like a human is in front of me. I am telling him his my requirement and he's going to respond. You cannot try out the agent in a separate chatbot. Okay, so if you see this page, my chatbot is ready. MSFT skilling agent technology. This is what I named. And now I am going to say it hello, just to test. This is MSFT skilling and technology. How can I assist you? Can you please provide me list of Microsoft 365 courses for admins only? And I can say it IT admins only. Okay, let's see. It will process. Here are some of the courses. So see, it's extract the information and the courses from the, from that site and only giving me 3 top courses, which is Microsoft 365 Administrator Expert. And if you want to see the details, for example, of this course, click it. It will direct you towards Microsoft Learn website, and you would be able to see the further details and any prerequisite which they may have. So that's how you can create an agent. Yeah, this is specifically based on my needs, my requirement, not anything which Microsoft is already providing. Okay, so I just did it, and I will always be able to. I can say it thanks. And now if you see here, you have a configuration options. So for example, you have a limit to name it at okay. I can reduce the name then MSFT. For example, I will say it MSFT scaling chatbot. Okay, just name it this. And here you can change the logo if you want. There is an option to change the logo. You can set the background, any background. For example, I'm going to set this. You can save this. Background has been changed. And now if you are good after testing here, you are good to create this agent. Done. Okay. Now go to agent. Click on go to agent. Now, where is that agent? Okay. You have Copilot chat here. I am going back here. You have Copilot chat here. And now it has been added here, MSFT Copilot. So anytime, whenever you would have any specific requirement related to skilling, you will open copilot.microsoft.com, come to chat, and here is a chatbot. And let's try. I am Azure Microsoft Azure admin and want to enhance my skills further. Please provide me step-by-step guidance and courses to do. This is simply one of the, now I am in Copilot and you see it now it started giving me step-by-step guidance. And that's a understand the rules. Start with fundamentals. This is a recommendation. Then I will start with intermediate level certification, and then I will prepare for an exam, and then I will take relevant courses, and it's giving me a link and sources. I can always go back, click, check back the details. That's it from my side. So this is the power of Copilot. This is the power of artificial intelligence and the agents which you can create quickly. You can always search what are declarative agents. These called the declarative, where you specify a specific goal, and you have a Copilot Studio where you can do it. And if you need a customization, a specific customization, you want to write your own code. These are pre-built, right? I mean, it's pre-configured. You just need to do a few clicks and your agent would. But there might be a case where you need more advanced features. Then you have a AI Studio and now AI Foundry by Microsoft, your AI Foundry, and you can definitely leverage all those resources. So team, that's it from my side. If you have any question, I will pause for 2 minutes. Please feel free to ask, and then we have a certificates and digital badges for you. Any question? Any feedback about the session? Okay, great. Rana, please go ahead.
Thank you for this great presentation. First of all, it was really fruitful and we had lots of information. The only thing that I think that we might have, maybe for next sessions or so, that we need to know more about how to utilize or this AI tool in the like something like PowerPoint, more of Excel, the graphs, how to get dashboards, all of these stuff. So we need to understand more or have more knowledge about these areas.
Yeah, sure. I think so it's a great feedback. Actually, I think so this is the second session or third, means indeed, Sani, if I'm not wrong, this is the last session of the series, right? Sania?
Yes, Waqas.
Yeah.
Just for this month, we will be continuing these sessions April, May, and June. There will be more
Absolutely.
sessions. Yeah.
So Rana,
But for
just to
this month,
respond
yes.
just to respond your question, because initially in the initial sessions we covered Word, Excel, PowerPoint application based. This webinar was little bit advanced, like the use case scenarios. So that's why I didn't focus too much on the application. But in upcoming session, feedback notice. I will make sure that we cover it during the foundational at least session. We will cover and maybe just make sure that we cover the basics things again, and then we will move ahead with the advanced one. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Perfect. Great. So team, I'm sharing my screen now. I need your help in two things: feedback form and just grasping your digital certificate. So there are two codes in one slide. Please just scan the first one. First of all, I'm just going to first get your certificates, everyone. Just scan the first code first and then the second one.
Hi, Waqas. Can you share the link in the chat box, please?
Sure. I'm just going to share from my mobile phone. So please wait for a while. Sania, do you have that link?
Sorry, Waqas, which link do you need for
Yes, digital
achievement?
certificate. Yeah, digital. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, please share
Give
it
me
in the chat.
second. Yes, one moment, please.
Okay,
Here we
I
go.
got it. I just
This
shared
is
it.
the link.
I shared it
Yes,
also.
the same
Yeah.
one. Yes.
Great.
Okay.
And maybe feedback form link also, Sania, you can share in the chat.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll drop the feedback form as well. Please, everyone, if you have any feedback or if you like the session, please give us your feedback as well. That will mean a lot to us as well.
Please, I would request everyone to fill the feedback form because this will go directly to our management and Microsoft specifically. So we really need your feedback.
I just dropped it in the chat. Thank you.
Perfect. In the meantime, if someone have any question, feel free to ask, please.
Hi, Waqas. I'm sorry I have to leave for prayer. If you can send this link by email to us, that will be great. I can do after the prayer.
Sure,
And the
sure.
session
Take
was
your
great.
time.
It was amazing value, and we love to join it again in future sessions.
Thank you so much for your feedback. That's great.
Thank you. Thank you.
So team, you can also reach out to me and our company through these links. This is my LinkedIn profile. Feel free to join us because we have a lot of ongoing trainings and sessions and the webinars, which we normally post on our social media platform. So feel free to join us.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. See you soon. Thank you, Sania, for organizing this event.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Waqas, for
you.
delivering this session. And thank you, everyone, for joining us for this session. I wish you a nice day. And we are still available in the chat if you need anything. If not,